Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory going to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Krakodash, the barners to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to you occupants out there pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity. This is your brother Nayab, and I'm back with another news update. This is for fair use and educational purposes only. Again, this is for fair use and educational purposes only. Without further ado, we about to start getting into these. It's my third video too. Come on. But yeah, so we got a lot of news that's going on and stuff like that. So just bear with me for a little bit and I'm going to pull it up. Okay. We're going to start with this one. Then we're going to keep on sliding.
Welcome back to GBN Tonight with me, Martin Daubney. Now, the Labour-ran Rushmore Borough Council has sparked outrage by proposing a sweeping injunction that could see Christian street preachers in prison for up to 2 years if the injunction is breached. Now, over claims of causing offence or distress. Now, under the proposed terms, Christians will be banned from praying for individuals, handing out religious leaflets or Bibles by hand, and laying hands on people in prayer, even with their permission. Well, there are rumblings all over the media now that on April 20th, Trump will declare martial law, which effectively means the military takes over for the police. Free speech becomes illegal. Protests become illegal. You have to have the permission of the military to do anything. And worse than that, the commander-in-chief, Trump, can do basically anything he wants. Literally. Okay, we may be looking at the end of American democracy, and we have 13 days left. Okay, here's my point. Please prepare your family for the worst. The other rumor is that they're going to seize all the guns. So if you have a gun, you want to keep it, you might want to bury it in your backyard. Stock up on food. Please stop spending money you don't have to spend. You may need it. Okay, if he shuts everything down, you're going to need some cash. You're going to need something. Okay, please prepare your family for the worst and hope for the best. If this is just a rumor and it doesn't happen, then that's great. We're all fine. But if it does, you have 13 days to prepare. Please be ready.
Breaking news, and this is just now being reported, the Ukrainian President Zelensky has reported that Ukraine is now at war with China because Ukrainian soldiers clashed with 6 Chinese soldiers in Ukraine. This just got a little fucking interesting, bro. Breaking news, and this is just now being reported.
We've got Johnny Somali in South Korea. Now we got Vitaly ZDTV in the Philippines. If y'all don't know who Vitaly is, he's one of the OG prank YouTubers who's really running it up at the time. Fast forward to today, I think he's like 33 years old. He's been reduced to being one of those toxic IRL streamers that just terrorize the general public. So if you haven't been paying attention, he's just been running around the Philippines and just literally interacting with all of the people there. Not even in a positive way, he's just annoying everybody. I'm using the words annoying very sparingly here. The people in the Philippines are so nice, you could literally go there and chill. Like, if you get arrested there, that means you went out of your way for that to happen. And so he was arrested on charges of unjust vexation, alarm, scandal, and attempted theft, to the point where he was even on the news. And despite him doing all of this crazy stuff, they have decided not to deport him. Instead, he's just going to face the charges within the country. And I'm not going to lie, bro, we've come to a fork in the road where a lot of these toxic IRL streamers just think they can run up in there, terrorize the general public, and then just go back home as if nothing happened. It's happening in Japan. It's happening in South Korea. Now it's happening in the Philippines. There has yet to really be an example made to prevent this in the future. It's going to come to a point where somebody's going to catch a hefty sentence. We've got Johnny Somali in South Korea.
Couldn't believe it. Going through Arkansas. I thought it was a joke.
got stopped at the way station in Arkansas and was handed a piece of paper and it says, "Can you read and write English?" I said, "Yes, sir, I sure can." He goes, "Can you read this?" So I read it to myself and I was like, okay, I started handing it back. He goes, "No, read it out loud for me." So I read it out loud for him and, it's short and sweet, no problem. He goes, "Now, can you write this for me on this paper?" And I did, and there was a whole bunch of people that had already written on it. And I was actually witnessing people in handcuffs that had been pulled in. I was like, "What's going on?" He goes, "Oh, we've come across now that if you cannot read or write in English, that it's a $5,000 fine. And if you have a company in Arkansas that employs people that can't read or write in English, is a $10,000 fine paid on the spot. If you cannot pay it, you're automatically arrested and lose your license." What a shocker.
Bro, how diabolical is that? First, you guys dumb the schools.
Fluoride should not be in our water. Fluoride had a strong justification in the 1940s when it was added and people didn't understand the science. And they thought its benefit to our teeth was systemic. And by drinking it, it would enter your body and somehow protect your teeth. Now we know that there is no systemic advantage, zero systemic advantage, and that the only advantage comes from topical application. So it's the water that passes through your mouth. You can achieve that benefit from brushing your teeth. And in the era of fluoridated toothpastes and mouthwashes, it makes no sense to have fluoride in our water. The evidence against fluoride is overwhelming. In animals, in animal models, and in human models, we know that it causes IQ loss, profound IQ loss, and it's dose-related. So the more fluoride you get, the higher levels in your drinking water, your urine, the more likely it is you will lose IQ and also other neurological injuries like ADHD. It affects, science indicates that it affects kidney health, it affects liver health, and it causes hypothyroidism, and it causes osteoarthritis. Women who are more exposed have up to 50% more hip fractures than women who are unexposed. It causes fluoridasis in between 40 and 80% of our kids. It makes no sense to have it in our water supply. And I'm very, very proud of this state for being the first state to ban it, and I hope many more will come.
The president, when America is punched, he punches back harder. That's why there will be 104% tariffs going into effect on China tonight at midnight.
Breaking motherfucking news, China has responded to the 104% tariff on them by the United States and the Trump administration by stating, "We are not the seekers of trouble, but make no mistake, we will never back down." We're in the upside down. We're in the twilight zone, everybody.
DCK, our systems communication.
With a new Gen 9 processor, increased temporal stability, and full-spectrum memory curation, the solution to our challenges won't come from changing our world, but entering a new one. Here are some places Nubbin can take you. Explore nearly forgotten memories. Star in classic movies. Play the most immersive games ever known.
And again.
China is helping Russia and Ukraine. According to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, he said his military captured 2 Chinese military members. This is the statement he put out. Y'all can rewatch it, pause it, do whatever you want. This shit crazy, fool. This is allegedly one of the people they captured that work for the Chinese military. Allegedly. Somebody translate what he's saying. So my question is, if this is true, what does that mean for the war in Ukraine right now? Will there be sanctions? Will the U.S. involve themselves in it? What will happen? When you find foreign soldiers on the battlefield, that's not just no mistake, y'all. That's a message. Like I said, if it's true, it's not Russia versus Ukraine no more. It's about the superpowers coming together, moving chess pieces, and knocking off the pawns. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down below in the comments. This shit crazy. China is helping.
Okay, we may be looking at the end of American democracy, and we have 13 days left. Okay, here's my point. Please prepare your family for the worst. The other rumor is that they're going to seize all the guns. So if you have a gun, you want to keep it, you might want to bury it in your backyard.
All right, well, breaking news. This is a video from J.D. Vance on the campaign trail. This video was brought to my attention by the podcast I was on. They're going to be tagged below. I'm just going to roll the clip. So what you're seeing there is a man throw up the Yahtzee sign, and then J.D. Vance rush over to shake his hand proudly and happily. I've never seen this video, and it's J.D. Vance. There's his face. That is insane. This.
Breaking news. The Trump administration is considering launching drone strikes against drug cartels in Mexico. According to NBC News, 6 current and former U.S. officials confirmed these plans are being discussed as part of an expanding effort to combat drug trafficking across the southern border. Trump has already designated 6 Mexican cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, setting the stage for potential military action. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has strongly opposed any such strikes, warning that Mexico will defend its sovereignty against violations by land, sea, or air. Experts warn that unilateral strikes could devastate U.S.-Mexico relations and potentially collapse cooperation on immigration and security. This would be the first U.S. military action in Mexico in over a century. The question now, who will blink first in this high-stakes standoff? Breaking news, the Trump administration is considering